Can women really be happy to live their whole life without no kids, no family, no husband? I'll start with you, Liti.
Um, if you're in my shoes, yeah. Savage every day. I'm just kidding. No, no. Like I said, like I think it didn't hit me until I saw my mom. Like, cause like I didn't grow up with my mom, so I don't have that relationship with her. Like I call her mom.
Yeah,
Like I didn't grow up with her. So, but now that I have my own family, and then she's here. Like I only have like an older sister, so I have half siblings on my dad's side. But on my mom's side, because it's only me here, and then her other siblings are not even here. Like I see the loneliness. Just you have your own home. Like my mom, honestly, she doesn't have to work. Like
yeah.
you know, tired. So you have everything, and yet like you're not happy. So I mean, she's not gonna tell me that because how
But
it
you,
is.
but you sense it. Yeah, you sense
Yeah, I'm very stubborn. Like acting like they got something going on. But I love my mom, but at the same time, I know you're lonely.
it. Yeah, yeah,
So that right there, it made me just thought about when I didn't want to have kids at the age, like because
yeah,
I saw oh my one, I knew I wasn't ready to settle down, like things like that. So that was my life. Like that happened the way it happened for me. But when I saw my mom and she's acting like she doesn't need a man in her life and having to go back to work lets me know like you've been just sad, like
yeah.
lonely and stuff like that. So a lot of times like I live almost like 30 minutes away from my mom and she's here every day, and it's like it I know she wants to be around my kids because it brings joy, like all that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It keeps her mind off of her being lonely. You know what I'm saying? So
Got you. Yeah,
I don't care what anybody says, and this is my own opinion. Like, and I
mm.
believe I see it from my own eyes. I feel like if I didn't have Henry, I mean, my husband and my kids,
And then leave.
then if I would go crazy. Even if I play the things that I do, the I still gotta come home and talk to myself. Like
Yeah,
you start like I feel like my mom like shared with me like last week. She said she was starting to forget stuff, like just being by herself
yeah,
because it's like your brain is not like it's not working. Like it's literally just sit because you're by yourself.
yeah,
So my mom had to pick up this living job because she just wants to be away from home, like from her comfortability, like where she's at. So
hmm,
like to say for her to say that, like I know it took everything in my mom to share that with me, because like
yeah,
I said, I didn't grow up with her, so like there's no like it's almost like we're friends.
yeah, yeah,
But she shared that with me. She's like, I took that job because I started like to forget stuff, which is
yeah,
I'm just saying like I believe that people, and I'm not trying to single out Balangi people, but I'm saying like a lot of them die at a young age because they have no like hope, no nothing going on for them life for their life because like they're just lonely.
mm,
So nah, I don't think that you'll be like happy by yourself. You're gonna be a loner for life. That I don't think that you'll be happy at all. So
yeah. Yeah, your mom starting to forget things because there wasn't a man to like remember. Remember, just joking, just joking.
I gotta share a story,
Wait,
right? I gotta share. Mom and my dad got divorced at a. I was young. I was probably 2 or 3, and so my mom had to fly out. My mom, she's very smart lady, but she's old school, so she doesn't know how to use her phone at all. Like she needed
yeah,
a ride area, and my dad was the only person I could call out there. They've
yeah,
never seen each other in 30 years.
yeah,
So my mom, stubborn as she is, she doesn't know how to use her phone to get an Uber or nothing. She didn't want to call any of her family. So guess what? She's gonna ride with my dad. Like he was my mom up and they're sitting in the car. And I told her, I said, just get back with him. Like you it's so funny because she's so stubborn. But I'm saying like I feel like if my mom would have just get back with my dad, she'll be like at her best life. No lie.
All right,
Cheers.
no worries. All right, no worries, no worries. Thank you, Liti. Thank you for sharing that. All right, Pastor Trudy. Trudy, what do you think, man? Is these women out there really happy, or are they
Stop the cap.
really capping? Are they All right. Can a woman really be happy? Honestly, like you mentioned in the beginning of the podcast, we have to keep it real, right? Keep it real. Be honest. Is women really happy? No kids, no husband, no family. Are they gonna be really be happy? What's your thoughts, Trudy?
Ew. I'm like, ew. I don't know. Okay, well, let's just well, as far as a widow, I think is concerned, who's like older, right? She already has grandchildren, where they're exempt, right? Pretty much from this this thing, right? Because they're already been married for like over 30, 40 years or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, they're good, right? Like those women, yeah,
Yeah.
they're like, we're good. I don't need any more
Yeah.
till I die, right? So they don't count, I guess.
Yeah.
But I okay, I guess for me speaking, I believe everybody's different, right? I guess there are women that maybe they really could be like that. I don't know, like I don't
Yeah.
know. But as far as what I would believe, there is true beauty literally that comes from having another person, you know, to share your life with. Like she mentioned, like, you know, you always want to, you don't want to be speaking to yourself like all day, like but yeah, you can't, there's something that you can have with another person that you cannot do alone, right?
Yeah.
Obviously. um and then there's something you mentioned, like as far as like communities and like, you know, churches and so forth, like in order to make the world keep going, like it's based off of family. Like if you really think about it, everything in this world
Yeah.
starts from the family. It starts from home, like
Yeah.
literally. It starts from a man and woman making, you know, children. I'm like, that's what keeps this world going. So no, just like honestly, that's yeah. That's my perspective on that. Anyways, yeah, we were created to procreate. So yeah, that's
Yeah.
my that's just my belief on that. So
Yeah.
yeah, thank you.
I know words. Yeah. Thank you for sharing, Trudy. Yeah, I think for a lot of these women, feminist women who are bitter and angry, I think the reason you mentioned lonely. I think the reason why they become like that because when you're lonely, these women like they can't blame. There's no man around to blame on them. They have to like they have to blame themselves. But that's why they get bitter. If a man's around, you can blame the man. But the man's not around, and I'm sorry, you have to look at yourself and blame yourself. Um, Malia, Malia, what's your thoughts, Malia?
So before I get into that, I do want to write off of what Daniela was saying about women who are looking to get married, not taking advice from single people. I think men need to take that advice as well. Men, if you're going Fakawa, do not ask your Fakawa buddies who are single for marriage advice.
I detest that comment. I love the Fakawa.
It's certain Gaba clubs. Get out of here. Certain Gaba clubs.
I'm just saying.
I'm joking.
Because, like, for instance, like, because I've seen single men who have recently got married, and that's all that. Yeah, they go and they vent to their friends, and their friends give them advice. And I would tell them, like, dude, none of your friends are married. They don't know what the fuck you're going through.
Yeah.
So, and I think that same rule applies to women who are in a relationship. Don't go to your whole friends and ask them for advice because they can't understand if they're not in the same shoes as you. But as far as Trudy, I want to disagree with that. As far as like widows, because my mom is a widow, and like Liti was saying with her mom tends to find herself like always busy. That's my mom, and I think as humans, regardless, whether you're married or not, I think we need companionship. That's just in our nature. I don't think anybody wants to be lonely, but being in a marriage, that's something that has shown me like what true companionship is, and like really having somebody that has your back, that supports you 100%. That's something that you know that's I always appreciate being married. And so at the end of the day, like if I had a choice to be single, I would always choose to be married, because I like having somebody. And I think like I mentioned earlier, it's just everyone needs companionship, whether it's friends, whether it's being married. No one wants to be lonely, and that's just how I feel.
Yeah. They're like Malia and Trudy. Do you have friends like girlfriends that like that say like, I don't need a man, I don't need a family, and deep down you just know that's cap.
Yeah,
I do.
I have one. Yeah. She's very bad. Like, yeah, she doesn't like.
I honestly think like that's just coming from a place of hurt, and
Yeah.
because it's always like that until they find the right person, the person that they never want to be without. And so either that or they go gay, but that's just my view. Switch teams, I don't know. which I've seen recently. I've seen that a lot, actually, where I've seen like married women who I'm just like, what the heck? Did not even think of it. But I don't know. I guess men just ruin their lives. I'm just kidding.
No, I know. Sometimes I like extremely beautiful women, and then like and I find out they switch sides. Like, hey, is there still opening? Give me a chance. Are you fully committed to switching sides, or are you on the fence? Because let me get that shot real quick. But yeah, thank you for sharing, Malia. I really appreciate that. But yeah, I'm gonna pass it to Daniela. Daniela, what's your thoughts, man? These women really, can they really be happy about kids, no family, no husband, or are they just trying to cover up and just straight cap? What do you think?
There's always exceptions, so
Of course, yep.
Just to get that out of the way, there's always exceptions. There will be a minority of women who are like that. But if you essentially look at the little ball of green moss we live in, every living being, whether they're coherent or not, live to reproduce, and they exist in a group. I don't know why we think we're different. And every interaction we have with other human beings, regardless of whatever label we put on, whether we're introvert or extrovert or whatever that may be, we, at the end of the day, prefer to be around other people, regardless of whether they're close or not. So when you preach a narrative that you can be happy, you can be happy single, no husband, no kids, I really want to find out where that stems from. Does that stem from
It's definitely not from science.
Yeah, I mean, the science is the other side of that coin, right? Because the science will prove that biologically we bond. It's now there's a few literature that's come out that you have now 4 elements of survival. You have food, shelter, air, and now it's social bonding. Social bonding is actually a factor in survival. If you do not have it, your survival's at very low chance, essentially. I think Huberman Lab talked about this, and a couple of other neurologists who are very active on social media. But yeah, I mean, you can preach that to the women who really are crazy enough to enjoy their own company, but that's not the majority of day-to-day people who essentially want to be happy at the end of the day. So it's cap.